All right. So, uh, what we are going to talk today, I would like to discuss with you what is legal tech and how, in general, economic crisis affects legal tech sector, and how this pandemic in which we are living now is influencing legal services and work. What are legal tech trends in 2020, including this pandemic, and what are the future directions of legal tech? And then we will have questions, time for questions and answers, maybe a discussion. So I will be very happy to answer. Okay, so what is legal tech? Uh, in general, legal tech is about technology which is used to improve, let's say, lawyers, to optimize lawyers' work, also to improve legal services, and uh, we could say legislative also processes to improve and to make everything more efficient. Of course, lawyers, most of lawyers, they use Microsoft Office tools or Apple Page and so on, but we don't call like word processor a legal tech tool. On other hand, lawyers maybe they make a photo with their smartphone with artificial intelligence enriched photo camera in the phone, but we don't say that lawyers using artificial intelligence. But yeah, we are using it in our life. But when we talk about legal tech, I would say we can focus to that blue bubble. So in general, it's artificial intelligence and law domain, e-discovery, which is dedicated
Perché non ti
to
sei
lawyers.
asciugato? Dov'è l'asciugamano?
Tu asciughi.
Sorry, could you switch off the mic? Yeah. All right. So e-discovery, it helps lawyers to find the document, let's say, or the information what they need. E-court, so that's what we call automatization in court. Robocop, or it in general is we could call law enforcement information systems and innovations in that sector. Intellectual property management, so digital rights management, the RAM and let's say tokens to manage to control those rights. Legal XML is more let's say related to standard, how machine readable information should look like to help machines more to understand, I call it understand the law. Semantics and law, so this is a very important layer. If we don't have this, so we don't have artificial intelligence and law. Legal ontologies is one of those important key pillars of semantics. Marketplace also, so now different tools, they help lawyers to participate in global legal, let's say, services. You can share the clients. Also, you can use tools for marketing. Also, research. A lot of research is going on in this area. A lot of universities are joining law and computer science domain, and also different countries are also funding a lot of this area, including European Union. There are a lot of horizon calls. Okay, then practice management. So So basically, it's improvement, document services, e-signature, digital signatures, press services. So contract management, everything contract review is related with lawyers, optimization of lawyers' work. ODR, so online dispute resolution, also alternative dispute resolution is included in this domain. Legal innovations, also we can add gamification and law and other things, all related to this domain, of course, is GDPR or data privacy related issues, big data challenges, which brings to the privacy, Internet of Everything, Internet of Things, so cybersecurity problems and issues. It's a lot now during this pandemic. It's really a key issue, cybersecurity. Also related domains like biotech, biotechnologies, e-health, mobile health, and care robots, and other stuff. I call it like Terminator ethics, but in general, it's more about ethics of smart guns. Also, we could see that there are already some research and rebirth of this topic. Nanotechnologies, new technology regulation, autonomous systems. So we have robots, autonomous systems which can move or live, if we could say that, among us. And it's very important that they do not do harm to us. So it's very important to regulate them. And we have to take into account that different jurisdictions has different rules. So those autonomous systems, they should follow each regulation of each jurisdiction. Space tech, even we are going to Mars one day. So some principles I think could be implemented in this regulation area, because those new technologies or disruptive technologies, they are a lot of based on self-regulation. So maybe we can copy paste some things there. Fintech, of course, fintech is related with law because they have to follow jurisdiction rules. Single market problems, how to connect the European market to one digital market. So European Union, European Commission had optimistic plan to have a single digital market by 2020, but still we are facing a lot of problems. A lot of things have to be done to remove those problems. And things related to government, how to improve the government service. HackGov could name it. So a lot of open data projects, initiatives, inclusion of citizens to the processes, which help to build trust on the government. So also transparency related initiatives, gamification, because we want to make everything fun. And technologies let to do this. But everything is, in general, we could say that it's law and computer science competency, which is related. So Legaltech is about law and computer science. All right. So how economic crisis affect Legaltech? There is very brilliant paper, article by Mark Cohen. He published it in 2018, and it's very hard to add something better. But I want to go very quickly through this his article, and why he's stating that golden age of legal tech entrepreneur, it is now. So what he had told, so that at the moment legal services are transforming to expertise, differentiate, efficient and cost-effective, predictive, digitized, scalable legal products. And the problem is that law license is no longer required, but of course, still in some countries we have some issues because we can see the processes a bit similar to what was happening when Uber came and all taxi the taxi companies started to defend their workplace. So something similar now we could see in some European countries where it is written in the law that if you want to provide legal services, you must be a lawyer or have to have some qualifications. And usually IT companies which are coming with some legal services, they do not qualify as legal as lawyers. So what the author says that global financial crisis made this is natural. So money is less, and you want to have more because during the crisis you don't receive enough income. Also, you have a lot of new problems which you have to deal with lawyers. So more with less is the new normal, he stated after the crisis of 2008. And what he said that what we could see that law is no longer solely about the lawyers. And it's a problem because companies like IT companies, they investigated the process, and why not? Like similar situation is happening in all other domains, like Airbnb, for example. They don't have houses, but they are maybe the biggest hosting network, or enterprise like Booking.com also. So similar IT companies, they are hiring lawyers to make some services for them, and they are very focused to the client, so client oriented. And this, like all globalism, which creates those all challenges. Now we can add that also with the COVID, we could say that globalism is very influencing our lives, but it states that globalism actually created such a situation that it requires for lawyers different expertise in law, in technology, and business. And actually, it should be understandable, similar as it is in any other business domain. So agile, if you look to traditional legal companies, we hardly will find agile process management or any other those nice branded things which we could find in nowadays business. Clients, so the clients, they are now those who are the main actors in the field, no longer lawyers. And the clients now, they can actually determine value, risk tolerance, and required expertise. And it was very interesting, by the way, that in UK there was a survey, and they find out that more than, if I'm right, about 80 something percent of participants, they indicated that they rather will choose cheaper but services made by robots or automated service like chatbots, but not the real lawyer to solve their problem if they could. So we could say that now the clients is the power, and entrepreneurs, not the law firms, are responding to deal with that more with less challenge. And what he indicates that he gives some examples, 3 examples. So Burford Capital, they made like a huge money during this after the crisis campaign for 4.5 billion. Then he indicates Denton, which is now the world's largest law firm. Not the oldest is the largest. Now the new company established in 2013, they are like the biggest, largest law company at Legal Technology Incubator. And about the clients, so like LegalZoom, they have like 5 million customers. So imagine a law company which has a similar amount of customers. And conclusions, so they say that legal entrepreneurs are deploying capital, technology, legal business, and so on of required expertise to provide retail and corporate customers easy access and efficient delivery of legal service. So actually, it's about the new business and economic model. Very important, and of course for lawyers, it's not very nice paper and the news, which was indicated 2 years ago. Okay, so the problem is that we are lawyers and we are lawyers. We are not very not very technological, but it is changing. So how the pandemic actually changed, and those lawyers who have, not only lawyers, actually, for example, I'm helping for one doctor to make online lectures to the medicine students and so on. So a lot of sectors would say have to move more to technology through this COVID-19 pandemic. So first of all, remote work. So offices, some offices still are on, but some offices are closed, and yeah, I'm sorry, I'm hearing some noises. Maybe some of others could switch the mic, right? So we are working from home, and of course there are a lot of challenges. So parents have to take care of kids and so on and so on. And not only, so the clients also are working remotely, and the communication now is very important. And if we look to the Google Trends, we could see that some tools for the communication has risen a lot. So if the interest rate was quite low, about like 10%, during the crisis, it went up, and it was never seen before, such interest in the Zoom. So Zoom is the conference, video conference software, which we are using now. Microsoft Teams, so it's very similar. We could use Microsoft Teams, and now, by the way, they also you can download it free of charge at the moment. So it's also rising. Google Hangouts, Meet. So Google also is competing, trying to compete in this domain. And by the way, now they presented the Meet, Google Meet without any payment. So till the end of September, you're free to use for the conference work. And if we will look to the COVID, so we could see the same situation comparing to all those conversation tools. Other things, yeah. So the clients, the problem is that yeah, how to deal with the clients. So we have some problems. So first of all, clients when they go online, so yeah, they access any lawyer. So any lawyer could be like the first choice. Before, maybe it was the office, which is next, or maybe I know that lawyer, but maybe now the lawyers could Google or search for other lawyers. So it's a problem how to attract the new lawyers. Another stuff with the existing lawyers. So how to deal during the pandemic, and if you cannot meet tete-a-tete with the person because of the restrictions, yeah, how to deal with it. So everything connects to remote. Other thing, also all those problems, how to ensure that your workers will do the work quite well. Will they leak information or not? Will they work for another company or not? And other things. And also another problem that there is economic crisis coming, and it's happening now, and probably it will be more bigger. So less money will come to the legal services, to the lawyers. That's a problem. So we need to make some, let's say, conclusions from those what is happening, and maybe we could look back to that paper which I have presented. Maybe it's happening the same. So we need to go more to legal technology. And the challenges, what are the challenges? So, of course, we could look at digital signature, or how to ensure that the valid of the contract. So digital signature now is, let's say, the new black. Also, DocuSign, so it's probably one now of the biggest legal tech oriented companies, which invest like a lot of money to the contract automatization, and is building their documents signed or signature, electronic signature services. They like attach different services around, and we could see that it's quite trendy at the moment. So it's a challenge how for those lawyers and the clients who are not using digital signature to start using it. Yeah, and then also how to ensure GDPR requirements, because if, let's say, in the office, more or less, we could ensure that, yeah, the IT requirements, information technology requirements, cybersecurity requirements, somehow we can control those risks. But the problem is when the worker goes to at home, and let's say the same computer is used by the kids to make lectures and so on, or whatever to download from torrents, some jailbreak programs, software, and so on. So it's a huge challenge, and how to make sure that the data of the clients is not leaking out. So because it's very related to cybersecurity as a topic, and in general, it's really a problem because there are some secrets of the client. So to ensure that those secrets are safe, how we can keep it safe at home, it's a huge challenge at the moment. And yeah, as I indicated, the control of workers and how to deal with current and new clients. So let's go to the Legaltech trends in 2020. Wow, yeah. So yeah, I missed a few slides, but let's look. Okay, if we go to the previous year, so we could see that they were more optimistic. So legal tech trends usually was indicated in list of 10, 12, and so on. But when we go to 2020, this year is maybe not so optimistic and realistic, facing to the challenges of this COVID crisis. So Gartner is maybe it's one of the top companies which predict how technology is going to move in the future. So what they indicate, so 4 trends. So the rise of virtual legal assistants. So in general, it's artificial intelligence powered chatbots or conversational AI. We could find as a such term. So there are a lot of companies which already provide like platforms in which you can create those chatbots, starting from IBM, Watson Assistant, Microsoft Azure, and a lot of others. So what the legal assistance helps? So for example, Microsoft is using in the office legal assistant to provide some documents for the workers. And also you can use legal assistant to communicate to the client. And I'm very happy that 2 years ago, Ukrainians were presenting in Vilnius Legaltech meetup the 3 products, chatbots, which already make some money for the legal company. So it's a rise in this area. Then another trend. So companies, legal companies, they have to fill the legal technology expertise gap. So Gartner predicts that by 2023, about 1/3 of corporate legal departments will have a dedicated position for legal technology experts. Yeah, it might be, and yeah, why not? Because situation is changing, and lawyers have to deal more with technology. So probably it's a very natural prediction. Then trend 3, increase of coordination for third-party risk management. So because all the processes are going more and more online, and we can control, and standards of risk management is more and more known to the society and to the business. So that's why it's happening. And also GDPR is asking to implement some ISO standards in which you have to manage the risk of cybersecurity. And the trend 4, increase of investment in privacy tech. So privacy still is it needs to be more developed, and there are a lot of now automatization and process control tools, and a lot of startups are working in this domain, and a lot of lawyers are working in private. So I think it's quite good predictions made by Gartner, and not a lot of as it was, say, 2018, made by Legaltech experts. There, I also took one Legaltech company. So they predict that still it's for 2020, artificial intelligence will be like the key thing, because in this year, maybe lawyers will start checking how it's possible to reuse that artificial in their work, and this, they call it like this year like a reality check. But I don't buy this. I think still it will be going on in near future. But of course, lawyers more and more, and it's very fancy to say that our legal office is working with artificial intelligence. Then virtual law practice development. So of course, COVID changed really a lot. So basically now we work in virtual offices. Virtual law practice is very important, and we can improve it a lot. And even there are, like in Lithuania, for example, there are company Amber Law, which provides also like virtual law practice tools, like management tools. And there are really a lot of tools around the world in this domain. Automatization. So I think when the Microsoft added this automatization possibilities in their office for the enterprise, so I think a lot of we will see in automatization field, because you can actually do really a lot of things. Okay, not only with Microsoft tools, but there are a lot of other tools. But in general, you can actively look for the client and actively communicate even before the client starts looking for the lawyer. So you could be, you can make a step behind it, and it's possible with automatization. And also, what they indicate that some studies are showing that almost 25% of lawyers' work and time could be automated. Then special legal technology, business trend, they indicate like blockchain. So blockchain is still a bit hot topic, but it's very much related with fintech, especially maybe with those virtual currencies like Bitcoin, and still blockchain is like the hot topic. And what they indicate, maybe one of the most important now, that the focus is on clients. So it's the top trend this year. I would like also to present some view in this. So in general, that everything is moving to the cloud. So if we want to survive the crisis, if we want to make our workers happy, if now they like to work from home, we have to move everything to cloud. And it helps to make then a lot of things for us, automate, collaborate, not only with your own team workers, with other companies. Then you can to construct all the work as a process to ensure responsibilities, timing, deadlines, risks, and even add smart contracts. If you miss something, then we have to pay truth like that. Also, continuity. If during the crisis the worker, let's say, dies, still out of the, he cannot work, or it changed his position, so those cloud-based services, it helps to continue what was done before. So we have the client management system. So we have basically like virtual organization. And of course, like probably the trend this year is that we work out of the office. We will love to work out of the office more and more. So probably those times when we work from Monday till Saturday, Sunday in the office, maybe those times are over now, but we will see it. But in general, the trend is virtual organization. So moving everything to the cloud. And another trend that when we move to the cloud, so it's not so important then to hire the lawyer which lives in your city. So there are a lot of possibilities. So there are freelancers, there are legal global service centers which provide services for other corporations. And now let's move forward to the future directions of the legal tech. Semantic legal domain layer. So if we talk about artificial intelligence and law, so I think first we have to talk about semantic layer. And yeah, emotional layer, or that what makes all those services more human attractive, not so called as computer services. So all that semantic legal domain layer should be expanded, and there are a lot of research coming in this domain, and but maybe not enough we are focusing to this. And then we can construct a very complex legal knowledge system when we have all that semantic layer. Then another thing in which, of course, governments maybe need to move to create not only legislation or legal acts readable only by humans, but also when we put the machines, automated agents to our life, then also we have to be sure that somehow machines can understand or first, before the understanding, they have to read legislation, because understanding could be constructed by the semantics. But there we have to focus to some standardization of legal documents, and now a lot of effort is made on this. Also, then we can create some sandboxes in which we can, like a playground, in which we maybe could test some new regulations in the future. Yeah, then global legal services, still they are will be the top trend, and also pan-European and global legal services and data mashups, data interchange. We have to invest to this, and then we can create those global legal services. like digital rights management, one like example of global legal service. Natural language processing, especially in the legal domain, because our language is so nice and so hard to make for computer to understand it, especially when there are a lot of a huge amount of languages in the world, and even in different districts or even houses, families, people has their own vocabulary, and when you want to computer to understand, especially the legal questions, it's a huge issue, and so we need to invest a lot to natural language processing. E-discovery still, yeah, to improve the discovery of the important legal information which is needed for the lawyer. Legal design also now it's very like hot topic, and for the computer scientists, the simpler is better, and for the lawyers are like artists, like creators, so they like to draw contracts in their own manner. But actually, the easier life will be when we will start to design the contract or the life in more standardized way. Legal design could improve it and could help also people to access the law. Also, open online dispute resolution, ODR, one of the domains in which I believe that we will see a lot of improvement, and all other things, but probably it's not impossible to discuss in 1 hour. So I want to finish here, and yeah, if you are interested, we can continue later the discussion. And now, of course, I want to thank a lot for Kazimieros Simonavičius University, so private university in Vilnius, which are helping for Vilnius legal hackers to host this event. I'm so excited that our first event was hosted by them. So I hope that we will continue the cooperation with Kazimieros Simonavičius University, and also I hope that other universities will join and support our legal hackers. And I also want to remind you that we have Instagram, Telegram, Twitter, Facebook page, Facebook group, also LinkedIn group. We'll post our also recordings on YouTube. We advertise our events on Eventbrite. So please follow us if you are interested. And also, if you have questions, and later if you will look for this lecture, so you can always write me an email, and I will be very happy if you could share the feedback on this lecture, because I would like to improve it for the future events. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Martynas, very much, and for this very interesting lecture. And I see in the chat area that we have a few questions for you. So let me read the question, and let's discuss then. Okay. So the first question that I see is, what is the situation of legal tech application in Lithuania? Do we have important achievements in this field?
Thank you. Thank you for the very interesting question. Actually, okay, maybe you could switch the mic because I hear the echo. Okay, so situation of legal tech application in Lithuania. We have few companies, and okay, maybe if we look to the past, so probably most of the lawyers know like Legaltech. Yeah, so Legaltech probably was one of the first like to say legal tech tools, and what is very important that hyperlinks to other legal acts, related legal acts, we had already in '96, I think. And for example, in Estonia, they they did it only, if I'm right, like 5, 6 years ago, such thing. So so some things we already are using quite for a long time. But now we have also in Kaunas Underlaw company which provides the optimization of lawyers' work software, and yeah, they have a huge plan. So we will see how they will deal with it. About other things, if we look to the government sector or court sector, so comparing to other European countries, still we need to make like a lot of improvements. That's a problem, and the thing is that maybe in the beginning when we have restored the independence, we have developed like a lot of information systems, and we did mostly better than in other European countries. But now European countries want to connect with our information system, and the problem is that I don't know why, but we are not connecting enough quickly comparing to other countries, to those pan-European information systems. So I hope we'll improve it in the future. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So the next question is, okay, let me read that. What is the future of lawyers? Will artificial intelligence replace lawyers?
It's a good question. Okay, so maybe, but I'm not sure if I will see this because a lot of things has to be done before, and law and regulation in general is, yeah, law profession is one of the oldest professions in the world, so it's not so simple to take out from the lawyers that profession. And yeah, the machine can do some simple tasks in general, or those who we are repeating like every day a lot of time. Of course, the machine can compare like a huge amount of information. None of the humans could do this. So, but I think lawyers will use for sure artificial intelligence in their work, and maybe some already are using. But yeah, first we have to create a good semantic layer of legal domain to make those machines to understand about what we are talking.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. So we have another question from the participant. Could you talk about good examples in our public sector on implementing legal tech solutions for citizens and business, and how we look compared to other EU countries?
Yeah, so more or less the second part of the question I have answered before. So how we look, yeah, if we look to the GovTech, so some things are better or very good developed, and comparing to Estonia, we are on the same level, and just we don't make advertisement of how we are good there. Maybe this another thing to discuss. But the problem is that our systems is not enough connected with pan-European system. And good examples and solutions. So one of the good was Legaltech. So it changed the paper-based reading of the legal acts, legal norms. So lawyers, we don't need no more to collect the official gazette in our offices. So that was, I think, quite good example, and Legaltech, yeah, was quite good system at that time. So of course now we have in Lithuania, for example, we have quite good developed legal acts register, but still there could be made some improvements, especially machine readable format implementation and things like that. I don't know, other good examples. I have to think, maybe if I will find out something, I can post somewhere and to share through the KSU this information. Okay.
Okay, definitely. Yes. I see. Okay, so the last question, I think, and you partially answered it, I think, is what type of legal work can be automated?
Yeah, it's a good question. So there could be a lot of things automated, starting from the payments. We had, like in Legaltech meetup, very interesting talk of how one Lithuanian company, SkyCop, which is dealing with the clients which have problems with airlines, which they are trying to get some compensation for the delayed flight or other stuff. So the presenter already indicated that they have automatized such areas like fintech things, like transfer of the money to the clients, so transfer of compensation to the clients. So they have like a lot of clients. They have global clients. So if they have too much clients, they can control how much clients they are going to have, because they use, like, for example, Google advertisement and similar tools to advertise their services. And if they are having too much clients, so they can just remove the commercial, and so they control the flow of the clients. Also, communication with the clients, because the process takes a lot of time to get that compensation. So still, like, we can automatize the communication with the client just by sending some emails saying that, okay, we are working on, so don't worry, because the client is waiting and he's nervous. So to make it more satisfied, so we can automatize it. Okay, if we look to others, maybe companies, so construction, or even just read of the huge, like very long legal contract, now could be a little bit more automatized, so we can abstract important parts to the lawyer, or not only to the lawyer, to the any other specialist, and by construction, we could say that now we can construct the contract like a Lego, more or less. So not only like take the old one contract and to write on the top, but now maybe some tools can help to do it more quicker. Also to count the time, how much you have spent it on working on each task. So of course it is made automatically. Some like tools, they even suggest what other tasks or other time could be counted and involved to the invoice. So also there are very simple examples how there could be done some improvements. For example, one legal tech company in US, they found that lawyers, they are very bad on using Microsoft Office program. And they constructed a learning platform. So just they say, do some tasks. For example, put some names by the alphabet order and upload the document. If the lawyer is doing this 5 minutes uploading, so it means that he needs to learn about functionality of automatic audit of this. So some simple steps to make lawyers use more that computer more efficient and to save their time. And they find out that some lawyers, after they graduated, let's say that course or online platform, they started to work even up to 40% quicker. So imagine that. You save about more than 40%. It's amazing. And if we look now, what is predicted by say, some legal tech companies, they say that probably because all the computer scientists are busy, so probably all the tools which are available, like Microsoft tools, will be implemented to the legal companies. But, yeah, you cannot hire very easily those professionals to make your own tools. So probably you need to start using as quick as possible those tools which exist. So probably lawyers need to go to learn the technology, the new applications, or maybe they have to hire those who will help to go through this difficult process.
Okay, so thank you for this, for answers and for your very interesting lecture. And all the participants, if you have questions, you can contact Martynas by his email, and we will also send you, we can easily send you also more information on the Legaltech if you are interested in that. So thank you very much for the participation, and have a good day and a good week. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.